for question 14, we've got it's all to do with circles. Part A is make R the subject of the formula A equals pi r squared, where R is positive. So when you're doing this, leave the R where it is and move the other stuff away from it. So we've got A is pi r squared. This means pi times r squared. So straight away you can move the pi from where it's a times before, it becomes a divide on the other side. So times becomes a divide, it goes to the bottom, becomes a divide. You now need to get rid of the squared. To get rid of the squared, you have to square root the other side. So you end up with square root of A over pi equals the radius. So the R is the square root A divided by pi. For part B, it tells you now that the area is 14 centimeters squared, correct to two significant figures, and it's saying work out the lower bound of the radius of the circle. So we can use this here to help us through this one. So the area is 14 centimeters squared, correct to two significant figures. So that means if you're to try and find out the lower bound and upper bound, if you draw your number line, you've got 14, you're one number higher, 15, one number lower, 30. The lower bound is going to be here, the upper bound is going to be here. Halfway between 13 and 14 is just going to be 13.5. That's the lower bound that we're going to use for our area. So the radius is going to be, using what we've just found in that first example, the first question, is area 13.5 divided by pi. And it says write down all your figures in the calculator display. Type that in, you get 2.07296. It then says give your answer correct the radius of the circle to an appropriate degree of accuracy. So what we're going to then look at is we're going to look at an upper bound for the circle as well. So using your upper bound, which is 14.5, we get the square root of 14.5 divided by pi, and that gives you your answer of 2.14836. You're looking at an appropriate degree of accuracy. So you've got your lower bound of 2.07296, upper bound of 2.148. So to two significant figures, an accurate appropriate degree of accuracy would be 2.1 centimeters. Got to show your lower bound, show your upper bound, and then give the two significant figures in between.